Hey there. If I ask you, who are you and what do you want to become, what would be your answer? You see, as you know, we're going through this great stage of awakening. We see that we are truly in the stage of becoming who we're truly here to be. And who we're becoming is an ever expanding, unfolding journey. So, I'm sure if you ask yourself the question in different ways, who am I here to become? What am I becoming? You know, what is it that I truly am here to do in this story and version of my life? You will indeed get an answer from your higher self, as your higher self is your internal compass and guide, guiding you each and every step of the way that lives within you to become the best version of yourself in this lifetime. You see, the process of becoming and unfolding is not about what others want you to do externally in this three-dimensional realm. As you really, continue to evolve and unfold and find out who you really are, you are going to see so many different versions of yourselves that as you become more comfortable with yourself, you will see that it extends beyond the ages of time, even through past lifetimes. And so you are the one who get to create the story of your lives. Now, the becoming is not so much about a certain maybe job or career. The becoming is more about the characteristics that lies within you. Maybe you don't even want to give yourself a title. Now let's tap into the process of becoming, maybe from a three-dimensional perspective. We were all born and conditioned into this 3D world during this Piscean era. And so as we were birthed, we had to, we all have our internal soul and higher self compass. But to kind of fit in and merge into this 3D reality, we had to be conditioned into the way that it presented itself with conditions. And so one of the conditions is to become indoctrinated in the school and educational system as a means to pretty much get the knowledge and maybe certain skills, during the course of your school journey to somewhat become something in a career and profession as an adult. Now, maybe you can reflect and see. Maybe you were in third grade at the age of 8, and your teacher may have presented the class with the question, what do you want to do when you grow up? Maybe presented it in such a way, what work do you want to do, what career do you want to, take on, or just who do you want to be when you grow up? And for many kids, being so, in their little own world and fascinated with life itself, maybe the connection that they see out there, maybe it's just from looking at the TV, which, is another form of programming, or maybe it's in their family structure, in their community, just what they have seen. So they would often go to a certain aspect of something that just attracts them at the time, and something that they feel like, wow, if I become this certain character, this is where I will most thrive. This, whether at the time they see the significance of the exchange of money as a currency, and they see how their parents have to work hard, and for some of them, given the conditions, they probably will say that, wow, I would like to choose a career or field where I get the exchange of valuable money for it. So maybe you or someone will use this prime example. You shouted out when it came to you, I want to be a doctor, because doctors help, cure people from diseases, and I want to help people, and I also want to make money, to take care of my family. Now at the time, you know little about, you just know the basis, a doctor, maybe works in the hospital and helps, take care of sick people. And at the time, you're so excited. You're like, yeah, I'm probably gonna do a job maybe where I make good money, to take care of my friends and family, and I'll be doing something good. Now, fast forward to you're actually a doctor working in a hospital in maybe somewhat maybe the cancer ward where there are a lot of sick patients with cancer. And at first, you sort of felt good within you. Maybe the first year, you're actually after going to medical school, you like I could finally put the skills that I've learned into use. But then after a year or so, you see the hustle and bustle, and you don't really have time for yourself, your family, and you're making money, but most of it is going to your student loans that you now have to repay back. And you now sit there and you reflect, and maybe you're complaining to your colleagues, just about, the ins and out of this hustle and bustle of being a doctor and working in for that certain hospital. And maybe your colleague presents you with that question, is this what you've always wanted to be? And then you go into a meditative state of reflection. And maybe at the same time you answer them and you said, yes, I remember being in third grade and my teacher asked me. I actually said that I wanted to be a doctor, but I see now that it's not all that it's, marketed to be. But you now actually within that time go into a deep meditative state and you tell yourself, wow, I chose this field simply because of, what I had known at the time through my own level of conditioning. And maybe during that time you said, wow, even at that age, I had a great skill of just liking to build stuff like an architect, maybe building instruments and different tools, and maybe even sometime maybe in your spare time when you do get that chance, because your week is so busy you could barely get a day off, maybe every other month or so, you tap into that skill and you just see how you have so much bliss, so much joy. And now it's now turning not just from a hobby, you're saying that maybe this is something that I can do, to actually generate the exchange of money. Because it's something that maybe it's not as common, but if I really tap into it, I could build something, a business, and be able to really generate money to take care of myself, because I actually enjoy this so much more than actually being the status quo doctor in this world. And so you're now telling yourself like, wow, in that very moment you reflected and your higher self kind of gave you the signal that you went forward to do what the 3D world maybe conditioned you to do because of what you see. But even at that age, your higher self kind of knew that maybe this is what I'm here to become, a great architect in this lifetime, building tools and instruments. And in that very moment, you now finally decide that even as you're going through your own process of awakening, that wow, this is actually what I'm actually here to become. It's something that brings me so much joy in my heart that, as we see the transfer of energy as we shift through the ages is so important. When it gives you that inner peace and that joy, and you're doing it and you're getting the exchange of money for it, you feel so much better. So continue to tap within yourself and ask yourself this very important question as you continue to unfold and expand during this awakening process. Who am I here to become? Really listen carefully for the answer, as you are now maybe a different version of yourself as you continue to expand and unfold during your own awakening process. And maybe it don't have to be a title. Yes, I gave you the example where he considered himself an architect, but maybe it could just be going within you to see what skills do you have, what qualities do you have, and go forth and do it, and truly become that person that your higher self has presented to you to be this lifetime as you continue to unfold. So much love, so much bliss, so much peace, so much joy into each and every one of you as you continue to go within and become the best version of yourself, becoming the part of you that brings the most harmony to you.